Yo, hey, it's your boys. It's Anime Parley. We're here, all four of us. The quartet. Is there a group of four Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, it's
Yeah.
your boy Killer Cam. I'll let the rest of the crew introduce themselves, and we'll just jump right in.
What up, y'all? Peace and blessings. It's your boy, Mr. Wild and Free.
Yo, what's up? It's Moogie Mike.
Yo, Bash Ketchum. Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so obviously we're here. We're talking about One Piece chapter 1156. If you're watching this, obviously you've read it. We're going to be getting into spoilers. But to be honest, though, and we were talking about this before we hit the record button, there's really not that much to talk about. It's funny because we had the break, we jumped into it, and I almost forgot that we were still in a flashback. To be honest, I was like, oh, that's right. Like, we're still in a flashback. All right, well, let's see what's going to happen. And we kind of get this weird aside because, you can make the argument we started off with a Loki flashback. We then transitioned into like a Rocks flashback because Rocks met Harold. And
Nah, first it was Harold.
I mean, yeah,
It was
I would.
technically Harold's
Was it
flashback
Harold who
first.
started it? Okay, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. So Harold starts it. Then we go to Loki. Then we go to Rocks. And now we're kind of in this like seemingly random, like we're now looking at the Kuja pirates and like by extension the Rocks pirates and Roger and Garp and Garp got some glaze. Garp got some like kind of like splash glaze this chapter. But yeah, I got to be honest. Like the reason why I didn't really have problems with this chapter, but for a flashback chapter, which generally speaking should be basically pure lore, right? We didn't learn very much that was new. That was my issue with this one. It's like, okay, so
What?
you show Garp and Roger fighting each other, clearly using advanced Conqueror's Haki. Guess what? We already knew that. We knew that. We knew that because Roger attacked Whitebeard and we saw basically advanced Conqueror's Haki. And we saw Garp obviously using Galaxy Impact and using Advanced Conquer Saki. So like none of this is new. As far as the Kuja Pirates, we knew that Shakky used to be the or maybe we didn't. I don't know. I think we used to know that she was the Empress. I guess we just get to see
Yeah,
the
there
young
was
version of
a
her that's strong. But it's like, okay, that's cool. Like it just felt like Oda was kind of like, let me just show you what it looked like back then and how all these characters used to look when they were young. And I'm like, okay, I mean, we could add that to like the gallery and One Piece Wikia, but like,
no, bro. It's
yeah,
different.
how is this advancing the story? So I don't know. I mean, what did you guys think? I'm kind of like lukewarm, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, but thankfully, hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have a break next week.
Man, this chapter was epic to me. Like I thought it was a lot going on. Yeah, it was some highlights that we probably already knew as far as lore context, but damn, were they good to see. You know what I'm saying? And it was just really dope to see this chapter fleshed out in this way. And I do think that there were some really meaningful context pieces that give me a bit more questions about One Piece overall than I had before, right? And I'll
Like
speak a little
what,
bit to
sir?
that. Yeah, I'll speak a little bit to that. There was a moment when the Rocks pirates were gathering and they were talking about how they wanted to convince Harold because he's needed to, really bring the most out of the devil fruit. Because Rocks said he knows of two devil fruits and one of them has to go to Harold
Mm-hmm.
because he believes he can bring the most out of it. And then Shiki, oh no, actually it was Captain John. Captain John was like, "Oh yeah, we need those Galera folks too, right?" And so for me, that was the first time I ever really took into the consideration that perhaps bloodline and lineage impacts the efficacy of a devil fruit and how it's being used. And I thought about that even more because you had brought up the idea that, oh, the Yami Yami no Mi probably belonged to Rocks before it belonged to Blackbeard. And he got it afterwards in some way. He was very intentional about finding that specific thing. And thinking about it in that context, I'm like, whoa, like the little bits of lore that they dropped here within that nugget were profound to me. I'm like, whoa, if that means that there's a specific bloodline inheritance that has to be there, then that just kind of gives even more credence to the ideas of, well, what the heck is Luffy? Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's inheritance in the sense of these devil fruits react differently if the inheritor has the same genetics as the previous user. I think they were just
I don't know
talking
if it's
about
that specific, but bloodline specifically.
I think they were just talking about this would be good for a giant to have, and obviously King Harold, as far as we've seen, is the strongest of that time of the giants, being an ancient giant, having advanced conquerors, haki, all this kind of stuff. If I were to guess, it seems like it's a mythical Zoan, and I maybe it's a Logia, maybe, but I just feel like if you're making the argument about like he would get the most out of this devil fruit, to me it feels like a physical size thing, right? Like maybe it's a mythical, Hito no Mi or something like that, like model whatever, right? I'm not going to spit out any kind of speculation, but you get the point where it's like it physically changes you, and it's best if you're already pretty big. The reason I don't think it'd be Logia, really, maybe it is, I don't know, but the reason why is because like Logia is kind of indifferent, sort of, because if you're small, hypothetically, you can still generate a large, gigantic amount of the element that you're made of, right? Like we see that all the time when in the case of Akainu. So to me, size is less relevant for Logias. If it's a paramecia, you could also make the argument. I mean, again, it just really depends on what the paramecia is, and obviously
How
it can
special it is, right?
It could be anything, right? But I don't know. I mean, like
the strong fruit.
Yeah, or
'Cause
like
that
even the
in
Gomu
Harold's
Gomu no
hands
Mi.
would go
Like
crazy.
if Loki had the
Yeah.
Gomu Gomu no Mi, hypothetically, it's like Loki's doing work. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the way that I took it. I think it's just because he's already a strong giant, and obviously he's huge. This, whatever the devil fruit that they're kind of alluding to, which I mean, let's just be honest, I think that Loki has it, would be most effective with him. That's the way that I took it.
Fair.
Solid. Fair.
Yeah, you guys just covered a lot of stuff for that. I loved this chapter. I feel like my key takeaway was like the vibe of the chapter. You kind of got a feeling of, they gave you like a good feeling of what that time was like in that specific golden age. They say now is the golden age in like the intro, the original intro, like in starts the golden age like after Roger like told everyone where his treasure is. But like I feel like this time was the golden age for sure. How everyone was just like at their peak, the first pirates that were at their peak getting noticed like this was pretty cool. I feel like Roger just reminds me so much of Luffy. He was so goofy throughout this chapter. Even when he's getting punched by Garp, it's just like Luffy's face, but like older. It's so weird. It's so weird to me that we just like we have a character that looks so much more like Roger than he looks like Dragon, and we just like are cool with that, like it's so strange.
You're talking about the connection between Luffy and Roger looking similar?
Yeah. Like at this stage, like with Roger with his hat on and like the faces he makes and everything, like he is Luffy's dad in my opinion.
I honestly feel like Oda has said this, like in the sense of like, who's Luffy's mom? And he's like, basically Luffy's mom doesn't matter, right? Which is kind of messed up when you think about it. But like, I do think that we will eventually see Luffy's mom. I think it is going to be a net new character. I think whenever we get basically the backstory of Dragon, which I do feel like is going to be relevant because it's going to tell us who he is, and obviously he's a major character. I think we are going to see Luffy's mom, and I wouldn't be surprised if Luffy's mom, like obviously there's a very stark juxtaposition between Luffy and Dragon. Dragon is stoic. He like barely talks, and when he does, he's like standing resolute and looking this way, and like just a man of few words. I honestly feel like the same way that Ginny Takuma was like, bombastic and like, filled with personality and all this other kind of stuff. I feel like whenever we do see Luffy's mom, we will get the visual parallels, right, of like just the face, the hair, whatever, just the personality that obviously Luffy, in my opinion, has kind of inherited. Yeah. But I feel what you're saying, though. I just feel like
I'm not trying to make anything about it. He's reminding me a lot.
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of Luffy here. He also reminds me a lot of Ace. He's got like the same hairstyle as Ace. Yeah. Garp kind of reminds me of Luffy a lot here. He looks a lot like Luffy too. So it's just something that I'm like, shoot, he reminds me so much of Luffy. And as we got in, seeing rocks and like how rocks like created the eyes in Hachinosu, like that's just like that's the only reason for that is like that is the most surface level lore I've ever seen in my life. You know, like how did the eyes happen on Hachinosu? This is how it happened. You know, like someone must have asked him like in the studio for that. But otherwise,
hilarious.
talking about the devil fruits that he brought up, like I think one of them is for sure the devil fruit that Loki has now. And I think that devil fruit is going to be based in some type of folklore about giants or something. That like, who knows? But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. And I don't know what the other one is he's talking about, but I don't know if we want to speculate.
One's on
Elbaf
that for sure. The other one, I don't know if we know where that is.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I feel like every time we go
Do you
back
think
into
he
the
was
past,
looking for the
it's
Yami Yami maybe?
At the time,
That's what I was gonna say.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, does he have a devil fruit at that point or not? Because here's the thing too. It's like,
know that.
Yeah.
I want to say, and maybe I'm wrong. I think they were implying that Loki already had a devil fruit at that time. That's the real question.
Oh,
where and how?
No, he got the devil fruit when he killed his dad. That's what they're saying.
I mean, sure, but here's the thing, right? It's like, and maybe I'm wrong again, but when they go and show you Loki, which I also like the moment that he had with Ida, he's kind of an asshole. Like I like Loki, but I'm liking him less just because he's just so relentlessly like a dick. But it's like he shipwrecks, right? Because he steals the guy's ship. He shipwrecks, and then they say like he had to be saved. Now maybe it's he just can't swim. You know, the guy had to go and save him, whatever. But maybe that's they don't say anything, and maybe they would. I don't know. But maybe I'm thinking that like maybe he's already eaten a devil fruit at that point.
Right.
Maybe now that I'm saying it out loud, probably not, because I feel like that's a pretty big thing.
I think he like wanted to die or something like that.
He did when he was a kid.
Yeah, I think he got on the ship
threw
because he was
himself
trying to. I think he was trying to row to find rocks. Like I think he's trying to get to Hachinosu.
They mentioned that in the chapter. He rowed out to.
Which is also weird though, because like we get that like epic introduction of like the hooded guy. Which, by the way, I was like, is this the guy who's like marked by flames? But it's not. The silver axe is like silver axe or whatever. I forget his name, but like they introduce him and it's like got this really dope character design. Like basically just like bonks this dude or whatever for like touching him, and then he like maybe we'll get the continuation next chapter. But it felt weird to introduce him without the payoff of him actually meeting the Rocks Pirates.
You know what there's like hardcore people on this island all competing to be on the Rocks Pirates. There's like as you get further into the island, they get stronger and stronger. I think they're just like throwing that there's some crazy guys out there, like on the island.
I think we'll see him next chapter. Because I just feel like I don't think you needed to have like an Oda box, and if you did, I think you'd have multiple people, right? Like you'd get multiple Oda boxes of like a group or whatever, like approaching.
Well, they gave a bunch of them. Like I don't think.
What do you mean?
Like they gave like one of them was like Streusen. Like Streusen.
But
he was like Big Mom's like underling. You know, like they just showed like a bunch of like random people too, alongside the Whitebeard Pirates. But they were like Streusen, from what I understood, wasn't. I mean, not Whitebeard. The Rocks Pirates. Streusen wasn't a Rocks pirate.
I don't know. I mean, I think the implication is like he's with Big Mom, right?
Yeah.
Like he's like a.
Oh yeah, they do show Streusen here.
Yeah, which by the way, I'm glad that you brought that up because like when I saw that, I'm like, who the fuck invited Streusen? You know what I mean? Obviously, it's Big Mom, but I'm like, this dude is weak as shit. He's kind of like. You know, getting into that one subject we were talking about in the group chat earlier, because he's so much older than Big Mom. I mean, if you go back and you look at the flashback with Big Mom, where we get the introduction of Streusen in the first place.
Yeah,
he's like basically an adult. Yeah, like a young adult, maybe like 20-something. She's a child, and then he's like,
she was a child. I think she was.
She wasn't like. Well, she
young
was still.
Adult. I think she was. I don't think
she was a young adult, bro. She was like 13 years old or something because he was making food. We'll go back and look. I'll pull it up, but if you're listening to us, it'll be on the screen. But I do think that particular flashback, she's still pretty young, and I think he kind of like takes her under his wing. And then eventually she grows up, he grows up. Obviously, she becomes more powerful, and then he ends up more or less kind of serving under her. But I was thinking, like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I think it might have been her first husband.
He's irrelevant.
In the situation with Kyo the Hitman, which was future Silver Axe, they like show like right next to it, like what's Shikky's rival doing here? and then it's just the strong gathered around rocks, and their presence attracted even stronger recruits, like all within the same box.
Is that a narrator box?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, got you.
yeah.
The
So it was kind of like they're trying to say like there are big names even coming in here that are like, you know, it's
they
all
wanna be on
due
the
to
team.
rocks and everybody like doing this with the island.
Yeah, sure.
Well, speaking of rocks, one thing that I thought was interesting is like, I mean, we don't know if this is actually verified loyalty, but he seems to be pretty loyal to Harold. Like when he like rebuffs Kaido, and he's like, "Bro, that's like my friend. Don't talk about him like that. You're a rookie, and like basically I'll whoop
Yeah.
your ass if you talk like that."
Yeah.
Like I thought that was kind of cool. I
I
mean,
did
keep in
too.
mind the next sentence he says is like, "They have a pretty strong devil fruit, and I want Harold to eat it, and then I want him to join us." So I do kind of wonder like how much of this is like just strategic, but it does seem like Rock's
It's a
values.
mutual respect for sure.
Yeah, he values Harold.
Yeah.
For
They
sure.
rock with each other.
For his strength,
And-
you know,
100%.
Yeah.
and we found Harold to
Yeah.
be like a very nice guy. Like the Harold is like really nice at this point, and
Yeah.
he can be
Yeah.
friends and have a respect. And Rocks can respect someone who's not like a vicious like killer like the crew he put together. Says a
Yeah.
lot about
Yeah.
Rocks. Like I would say Blackbeard is like 10 times crazier than Rock. No, not 10 times. Like a couple times meaner than Rocks.
It's kind of
Yeah.
interesting though because I don't know. I mean, I think from what we've seen, like we haven't seen Blackbeard really go hard for his crew in the sense of like going to retrieve them or something like that. But he does seem to care about them. You know what I mean? Like I want to say, and I'll have to go back and look, but I want to say like when he fights Ace,
Do you
and
think
Ace
he
is
will
like,
call anybody his friend?
I don't think it'd be his friend, but I think like I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, but I think maybe he just feels,
mutual alignment.
maybe he feels disrespected if his crew is attacked. But like there is a scene. I'll go back and look at the Ace fight and see how
This
he
was
reacts to like.
Aokiji.
Yes, I was gonna say yes. When they get frozen, he's like,
Yeah.
basically unfreeze them or they're gonna die or whatever. He does express concern for their
cares,
well-being. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, I think Rox is just infinitely more interesting and a better person, right? At least he has like a stronger moral fiber. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was interesing.
Yeah,
I would
that's a
wager
good point.
it's just because we're getting. My bad. I would wager that it's just because we're getting so much expose on Rocks.
Yeah.
I feel as though if we were to get a couple of chapters like really following the Blackbeard pirates, because I don't really feel like we've gotten that, right? Like we've gotten glimpses into stuff that they're doing. We've gotten major action moments, but we haven't gotten like the tactical sit back, these kind of moments that we're seeing with Rocks here. You have some really intimate moments with this character. And I'm certain that there are some aspects of that within Blackbeard's journey as well. We just haven't seen them, right? And so I think that that's the difference here is that, we are getting this really wonderful content around Rocks and his character and the nuances of his character. And I believe those nuances exist for Blackbeard. We just haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, just on the subject of Blackbeard, I'm bad.
Can I give my take on the chapter when y'all get done?
Yeah. But just like one thing real quick, I try to be quick.
Yeah.
In terms of Blackbeard, I'm actually kind of now more convinced than ever that Blackbeard is still going to be the final villain and that Blackbeard will team up with Luffy, take down Emu, maybe absorb some kind of power. And then I'm talking about like a Naruto Sasuke situation where like they take down Kaguya and then
That's
all of a sudden they're
hilarious.
fighting at the very end. I just feel like that's going to happen specifically with this parallel between Blackbeard and Rocks more or less kind of setting the flag of like, I'm going to come back here and take you down. I think that is going to be Blackbeard. Obviously, Inherited Will is a huge part of the story. I think Blackbeard, strangely enough, will end up teaming up with Luffy in some way, shape, or form to take down Emu, absorb his power in some way, and then basically it's going to be Luffy versus the true final villain. So if that's the case, I'm excited for it. I'm definitely here for it, but I just think that's my take on what will happen. But Bash, what was your thoughts on the chapter?
Yeah, the team up could be crazy. That's a nice take, but man, it sucks going last sometimes. You get overlooked, and then some of the things you guys might say I might have thought of, and I'm like, damn, they just took what I was gonna say. But I'm gonna own it, chat. I'm gonna own it, viewers. My take on the chapter was it wasn't the greatest chapter I ever read, but it wasn't mid either. I thought it was just good. But
That's not gonna work,
I,
by the way. when these get stacked, that's just definitely not gonna
yeah,
work.
it works for us, but not
Yeah.
afterwards. I thought it was a good use of layered nostalgia as far as like bringing the way Oda brings the flashbacks together and different characters. I thought was neat. Um, and it's very good world building to like get those flashbacks and to see how, these different crews operated at these certain times in the past. So I applaud Oda for that. I thought that was pretty cool to bring all these flashbacks in like that. Um, two of my other takes was, man, Big Mom, she looked really good
Yeah, she
back in
did.
the day. So, like, what happened is like the soul fruit, like, does it just make you go from a 10 to a negative 36? Does it like take your soul?
Well, wait, it's weird. We never see her eating in the past like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's got this voracious appetite where she goes crazy and just has to eat everything in sight. And it's like
Right.
every time we see her, she's like looking like a model. She looks like a Ford model.
I mean, it blows my mind.
mean,
I'm
what?
reading through the chapter. I'm like, Big Mom
How
got
did
it
you go from
Like,
that
what?
to
Yeah.
to the current Big Mom.
I'm
So
just
that,
like-
that kind of blows me away.
Yeah, I mean, Oda basically just can't help but write every... Because then they shrivel up, you know what I mean? Like the Gloriosa, the Empress, she's like also a baddie. And then we see
and
that
then she's like this tall?
Yeah, she like shrivels up, and it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of funny the way that Oda portrays like every girl's like a young hottie, like just like an insta baddie, and then like they hit like age 60 or something like that, and then they turn into a mummy.
Except for those
10 to
twins.
0.
Except for Big Mom's kids, those twins.
Which
The one
was
that married Beige
Oh,
Capone.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
how old are they supposed to be?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's another thing too. It's like no
20s
one's gonna
probably.
no one's gonna do this math, but like I just want to put it out there. Big Mom, I need to look how old she is, and let's just say that the laws of how long a woman can have children don't apply in the One Piece world. She has to have been pregnant. She has like 80 kids. She has to have been pregnant constantly. You know what I mean? Like every single year, like she's got to be pregnant, and then she's also given birth to like some of them were like half fishmen, some of them were like half giant. Like I mean, like different.
I wonder if she can like put a soul in her egg and it like replaces sperm, and then, or I don't know.
That's crazy.
Maybe that can happen,
That's
but
crazy.
I also thought.
But she's like a dog. She's like a dog, bro. Like not to be crass. She's got like a dog. She's having like litters of like kids, a couple times a year. Like I know there's like a whole bunch of twins and like triplets and all this other kind of stuff. But it's like, what is the math on that? Like at this point in time in the story, you should be pregnant, like or with a baby in each hand or whatever.
I think
This is crazy.
it's weird. We need some clarity around that.
Yeah,
For sure.
I also thought the chapter was kind of cool as far as, well, not cool, maybe lame. Like, I don't know, the Kuja Pirates versus the Roger Pirates kind of felt to me like sorority versus fraternity. Like, yeah, they clashed and they fought.
That's
All right, who's going to smash who at the end of the day? And props to Rayleigh when everybody's drooling over all these captains and girls.
hilarious.
My boy Rayleigh is the only one that kept it cool
Yeah.
and was like,
Facts.
okay, I'm not gonna drool over any of these girls. I'm Rayleigh. I'm the right hand of Roger. Even Roger was drooling over Shakky.
And why you think at the end of the day he's the one that got it?
exactly.
Yeah.
You
That
know?
indifference, bro.
Rayleigh's cool,
That
bro.
indifference.
Rayleigh's cool.
He's a natural alpha. He's a natural Chad.
It's crazy that she's just like bartending and like hanging out.
Yeah.
She was like an empress.
Right.
Of
But
the
she was
Kuja
the empress. Yeah.
Kuja Pirates, or of the whole
It's kinda-
island.
It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. I mean, it's interesting that like in the present story, Rayleigh obviously has like a relationship with the Kuja Pirates, obviously with Boa Hancock, sort of kind of like the pseudo protector of the island, right? He goes there like pretty often or whatever. I guess it's kind of check in and make sure that they're good. He's like one of the only men that's allowed. And it's interesting just because, yeah, I mean, he does have this storied relationship with the Kuja Pirates and specifically with their previous, empress. So it's cool to see like those ties, like that kind of continuity within the story, and obviously it's just always cool seeing like an younger version of Rayleigh in the story. So yeah, that was cool.
For sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of Shakky glazing in that. Like it's like she's not even the captain, and like everybody thinks she's like way hotter. She's got like way more fan letters and stuff like that. I just thought it was kind of funny. It just really
It
kind of
started with Gloriosa though, and then
Yeah.
like the chapter started with her getting glazed, and then it switched to Shakky, like took the shine over of her own captain.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Gloriosa kind of guy. I think I talked to you guys about that before.
Yeah, she looks like a strawberry blonde or something. It's kind of hard to tell when it's black and white, but it's like,
Strawberry.
nah, for real,
blonde.
bro. I don't
Where are
know.
you getting these?
That's legit.
I'm gonna pull it up. I think she's hot. All right. anyways, getting all hot and bothered over here. Was there anything else that you guys noticed about the chapter? I mean, obviously we get a little bit of Loki. He's still kind of being a prick. The relationship with Ida trying to kind of, and I do think she's gonna die tragically. I mean, I just think I mean, seriously, I think they're setting her up for it. But like, she's just pure good. You know what I mean? Everybody's kind of like, I'm over this kid, and she's the only one who's like, hey, come live with us, which is pretty cool, Ida. It's pretty cool of you.
And Loki's still being a dick to her the entire time.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a great chapter to me. I enjoyed the
I liked it too.
the charades of it all.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see, because right, if Loki is actually gonna join the crew, it's kind of like two questions. One, what is his like little kind of like gag gonna be? Because they all have like a gag that's like a part of their personality.
We want him to join so bad.
He's gonna join, bro. He already got the invite. He's gonna join. But like, what is his gag gonna be? And then also,
His gag is in his role on the ship.
no, just like his gag.
Can't
Like,
even fit on the ship.
like the crew used to have gags, right? So it'd be like Chopper, if you give him a compliment, he's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're flattering me, even though obviously physically he's like really appreciative and thankful and all this other kind of shit. Sanji obviously is a pervert. Zoro gets lost all the time and drinks like a sailor. Nami loves money. You know what I mean? So it's going to be something related to a core aspect of like Loki's identity, right? And I'm just kind of curious. Maybe it will be kind of like a variation of Chopper where it's like, we love you, Loki. You're so funny. And he's like, you puny humans, like you guys suck or whatever. Like it's gonna be something like that if he joins the crew, which I think he will.
He'll get dark with Robin or something like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what that's gonna be.
But what if that? I mean, it could be that like they said Harold needs to have the devil fruit. We want him to join our crew. And the whole reason it makes him he makes it better is because it makes him smaller or something.
Yeah. We also need the story of I don't know what they call it. Basically it's like the Mjolnir kind of like clone. Like I want to hear the story of that hammer because Loki doesn't have it yet, I don't think. Yeah. And obviously it has like magical abilities, right?
So like he doesn't have it like in the flashback?
I don't think he's got it in the flashback yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, I would argue that it's devil fruit imbued. It seems like it, but if it's not, then maybe it's some kind of special metal property or something that's specific to Elbaf. And if that's the case, I mean, Usopp's he's got to get something out of this. He just has to. But I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. I like the chapter. I thought it was fine. A little lukewarm. Good, not great, but. I mean, I don't know. Let's see if we have a break next week, but I am looking forward to more that gets us closer to that like Harold moment because obviously he's being built up to die tragically as well, and dramatically affect Loki, of course. I'm kind of curious. I think this is really great storytelling though from Oda. There's just a lot of extra stuff, but I don't really mind it.
I don't mind it at all. Yeah. Shout out to the catfish fish man.
Yeah, no, it's also kind of interesting. And plus, the Rock Pirates, I mean, they just seem pretty badass. I'm like, how the hell did the Roger Pirates... I know the Roger Pirates teamed up with Garp, but it's like, dude, how the hell did you even touch this crew? I mean, they're so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have like 5 Conqueror Hockey users, like, like just off rip. So, I don't know. Anyways. Okay. All right. I think that's all we got on this. Any final thoughts? No?
Good stuff.
Okay. Okay, all right. It's your boys, this Anime Parley. This has been a fun one. Obviously we'll see pretty soon if we have a break next week, but if we don't, obviously we'll cover the next chapter. But either way, we got some fun videos coming up for you guys. It's your boy Killy Cam.
Wild and free.
It was Moogie Mike.
Bash catch some things.
Yo. Okay, all right. Till next time. Peace.